Hello! Yes, it is me, Jaspas, your online Shakicon. And today, we're going to be talking about how to choose your first deck of playing cards for Cardistry. Let's get right into it. So in today's day and age of Cardistry, it can be a little bit difficult to figure out what the first deck of playing cards you want to get is. And I can appreciate that because going into a new art form and learning the basics of everything within the art form can be daunting. While it is very easy to figure out where you want to start learning Cardistry from, i.e. this specific video on School of Cardistry, choosing a deck of playing cards may not be quite as easy as that. But don't worry, your online Shakicon Jaspas deck shall help you. Today, I am going to give you my 5 recommendations for your first deck of playing cards. And first of all, obviously the granddaddy of all playing cards, bicycle playing cards. These cards come in tons and tons of iterations. They are easy to use, easy to fan, generally they feel moderately soft, and all in all, very nice on the hands. This specific deck is a league back deck of playing cards. You can see the words over here, league back. The league back series of bicycle playing cards are basically normal bicycle playing cards with a different back design. I am not recommending that you go out and get specifically league back playing cards. Right now, the most common version of bicycle playing cards is the rider back playing cards. Depending on your luck and your access to the internet, you can get these cards for as cheap as little as $2 a deck. Also, because the United States Playing Card Company, the company that printed bicycle playing cards, and a lot of the custom decks available on the market, you know for sure that you're getting the same quality of playing cards in a much cheaper form factor. Another plus point of having a cheap deck of bicycle playing cards as your first deck of playing cards is that as a beginner, you don't really know how to handle cards very well. And a lot of people seem to get sweaty palms as beginners. Because of that, you're going to be running through tons and tons of playing cards very quickly over time. So you will want your cards to be cheap and easy to use. Now the bicycle playing cards are really good as is. But what happens if you want to try something a little bit different, a little bit more special, a little bit more modern than the old bicycle stock and finish? That's when you come to crush stock playing cards. In terms of feel, crush stock playing cards are pretty similar to normal bicycle playing cards in all ways except for one. They are way thinner. In fact, crush stock is so popular and prevalent within the custom deck community. It's basically used in any modern deck of playing cards like Orbits, Blocks, the big boy playing cards. All of these cards use crush stock, and that results in the cards that feel thinner and easier to handle in the hand. These cards, they fan perfectly out of the box, they feel great in the hands, nice and soft, really great cards. And if you're a beginner cardist and don't want to splash say $10-15 on a custom deck of playing cards, penguinmagic.com has this Bicycle Elite Edition playing cards. I'll throw a photo up on here because I don't have a deck of these of my own. These crush stock bicycle playing cards are $3.95. The cards are really cheap, and Penguin Magic gives like free shipping if you spend above a certain amount of money. And as far as your first deck goes, I think you can't go wrong with this deck of cards. The third deck of cards that I suggest you get is also by USPCC, and these are the Telly Hole playing cards. The Telly Hole playing cards is easy to find in 2 versions. The first one is this, which is the circle back, and the second one is the fan back version of the playing cards. I'll put up a photo right here. Both versions of the cards will handle the same. However, the circle back version of the playing cards has the added advantage of being really cool in movement. Watch the middle of the circle as it spins. Whoa, the circle sort of isolates right there. And if you hold the cards and do this while staring at the middle, oh my god, so trippy. So good. The Telly Hole playing cards and the bicycle playing cards are pretty similar in the way they feel. However, the Telly Hole seem to last a little bit longer. The Telly Hole playing cards, just like the custom crush stock playing cards, just like the original bicycle playing cards, come with some kind of air cushion finish which is basically small dimples on the surface of the cards that help your cards glide over each other. These cards, highly recommended. Now, what if you don't want a deck that feels like these 3 decks of playing cards? What if you want a deck that feels completely different from the established order? That's when you go to Aviator playing cards. Unlike the cards that I previously mentioned, this deck doesn't have an air cushion finish, it doesn't have dimples on the surface. The surface of these cards are flat and very smooth, which gives a very different feeling in the hands while you're flourishing them. You don't have to use specifically the Aviator brand of playing cards. There are also other brands of playing cards that have almost exactly the same stock and finish. So keep an eye out for Aviator playing cards, Mohawk playing cards, Torpedo playing cards. These cards all have a very similar stock and finish, and they will feel pretty good in your hands. Do keep in mind though, these cards, because they are smooth finish, will feel slightly different from what you're used to, which is a good thing. Because as a cardist, I think our main goal is to be able to use any deck of playing cards to do the most beautiful stuff. Your exploration into smooth finish playing cards, or in this case Aviator playing cards, will increase what you are able to do with whatever types of playing cards you are given. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. As a testament to how good these cards are, in 2013/2014 for the World Cardistry Championships, I actually used Aviator playing cards for 4 out of 5 of my competition entries, including the finals videos where I took home first place. So yeah, Aviator playing cards, love them. And my 5th and final recommendation, if you want a deck that feels very different from all these USPCC produced playing cards, head over to thenewdeckorder.com. The New Deck Order is my company, and we specialize in using stocks and finishes that most other card companies are not daring enough to try. We've produced 9 decks of playing cards so far, with a 10th one on the way. This deck is the first deck we produced, and it has the glassiest, smoothest edges of cards you have ever felt. This right here is our most recent release, the Broken Borders playing cards. Very snappy, sturdy cards. These right here are the Jaspas decks. It's a series of playing cards that basically I have full creative control and can make any decisions with the cards. So the cards can get quite crazy, whether it is ridiculous contrasting colors, beautiful pastel colors, a deck that has the most amount of foil you've ever seen, oh wow, your eyes, or even a deck of playing cards that breaks all conventions. And finally, on the New Deck Order, you can get our most popular series of playing cards, the School of Cardistry playing cards. This is the 1st edition, which is still available. 2nd edition, completely sold out. 3rd edition, oh there's some, I was testing some markers on this. Our 3rd edition playing cards, or even our 4th edition, which is going to be available on 17th of August. Alright guys, so that's it. That's my 5 recommendations for cardistry decks that you have to try. Of my 5 recommendations, the number 1 pickup that you absolutely have to get is actually the bicycle playing cards. These cards are super cheap. They are the standard in which all other playing cards are being compared to. So do yourself a favor and head over to eBay or Amazon or whichever website you have available and pick up a brick of bicycle playing cards, because these cards are definitely the best starting point for any cardist. Closely followed obviously by decks from the New Deck Order.